Yo, 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 what up? Welcome back to a very special episode of Primecraft. So, today, we will be getting some revenge. For anyone who doesn't know, a little while ago, Foex and Vidargavia came over to my base and haunted me. They put all kinds of noisemakers under the ground, and it was kind of tricky to pinpoint where the sound was coming from because it was coming from three different directions, and I ran around and the entire time was this very annoying noise on repeat. So I think today it's time to get them back. Now, I'm not entirely sure when you will see this video because I'm not releasing it until after they've both figured out what is going on, because I don't want to give them any clues. I have a couple of devious pranks planned today. Well, not super devious, but you know, devious enough. And unfortunately, at the moment, Vidargavia is online, and I think he may be just AFK at this point, but I don't know. Either way, we're going to start with Foex because he's not online, and you know, the longer this takes me, the less likely he is to log in because of the time zone difference between us two. So what I have planned for him is something a little sneaky. And it's a little bit more of a long play. It won't be immediately apparent what is happening. So down here is his storage room. Okay? And what I want to do is somewhere around here, either from the ceiling or this cobblestone block, I'm going to move it out of the way with a piston every time a dispenser behind it has an egg loaded into it. And then that egg will fire out here. Boom. So basically, I want to have a pen with chickens in it, and I'm going to harvest their eggs, load them into a dispenser, and as soon as it's loaded, it will move the block out of the way, spit the egg out, and then put the block back. And yeah, so I want to do it super sneaky like, so that it takes Foex a lot longer to figure out where it's coming from, so he has a hard time stopping it. But every time he comes down in his storage room, there's going to be chickens down here, and yeah, I hope that that's gonna get him good. As for where I want to keep the chickens, make sure that closes. I want to be super sneaky about it, super stealthy. So what I'm thinking is he has a chicken cooker right here. So anytime you're near here, you're going to hear chickens. So I figure if I go underneath, put my pen of chicken layers, he'll never be able to find them. Then I'll run a hopper line or something down there to the actual mechanism. So that's what I'm going to do here to get Foex. Vidargavia is a different story. I'd go over and show you my idea, but like I said, he's over there and he may not be AFK. And actually earlier today when I was going over and doing some planning for it, he logged in when I was like inside his base, and I managed to get out without him noticing me, but it was a little too close for comfort. So he'll sign out a little later on, or he'll be completely AFK for the night, and we'll be able to go over and get him. But basically what I want to do is I owe him some villagers. He was interested in some brown coats for some projects that he has on the go, and I was supposed to bring them over a while ago, but I just haven't gotten around to it. And so I think today I will bring them over, but along with the brown coats he's requested, I may bring, I don't know, 40 or 50 other villagers. And what I want to do is bring them underground in a water stream and then up inside underneath the wall here, because all that's under there right now is dead space. He may be doing something with eventually, but right now there's nothing important in there. So I want to bring them under in a water stream, up through a water elevator, and then pushing up against a wall. And let me see if I can zoom in here. See these two torches here, and then this diorite block? Well, underneath this diorite block are two white powdered concretes, and I'm going to have pistons set up that are powered, supporting the white concrete. They are going to be the only thing holding back a big long stream of villagers that's pushed up against the wall with a water stream. And then I want to have it triggered to a chest somewhere else in his base that has a book in it saying, you know, sorry about the length of time that it took to deliver these villagers, blah, 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 blah. But the main idea is that the chest will be being observed by a comparator, and as soon as the book is taken out of the chest to be read, the comparator will turn off, and that's going to activate or deactivate the pistons that are the only thing keeping the villagers at bay. So he'll be over here somewhere, or maybe up here somewhere reading a book, and as soon as he does, boom, a thing's going to open here in the wall, and like 50 villagers are going to spill out into his base. And yeah, I think that should get him good. And then hopefully they will think twice about pranking me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep, gather up a bit of resources, including some of these eggs here, and then we will head over to Foex's base and get him good. Okay, so here we are in Foex's storage room, and right behind this block is where all the action is. So if we come around this way, I just got an ender pearl in there right now. So yeah, this is it. So the piston here is pulling back the cobblestone block, and this is the dispenser that will have eggs in it, loaded from this hopper chain. So this comparator is measuring the dispenser, yeah, sending a signal into this, which is a monostable circuit. Under there's a piston, so it'll shorten the pulse, otherwise you'll get like double pulses and stuff. It's kind of weird. And then a repeater to make sure it actually reaches back. And then this is on, I guess that's 3 ticks, and this one is only on 2 ticks. If this is on 1 tick, the signal strength won't be enough to actually power the torch. So yeah, basically this is ready to go. So if we put in a test item, you can see the piston retracts, then you hear the dispenser fire, and then the piston goes out again. And if we come around here, we'll see we have granite on the floor. So if this was a chicken egg, we would either have nothing or a little baby chicken. Pretty sweet. So now all I have to do is take this location and run a hopper chain from a chicken pen that we build underneath his chicken cooker. So I'm just going to make note of these with a screenshot. And so we are going to want like 59 on the Y will be where our hopper should lie. And that rhymes. So I'm going to go and dig out the chicken pen, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so here we are under the chicken cooker, and we are like literally just below the ground level, and that is so that we don't have to item elevator any of these items. So these hoppers here are on 60, so basically they'll be able to load right into the level that we have there without having to go up any, and that was my goal. So we are like really cramped in here, but this is our coop, and I think we should be okay to start putting chickens in there so that we can, yeah, I think, oh come on. One chicken in a stack? Well, that's no good. So anyways, I brought a bunch of eggs. I have more at my base being made, and I brought seeds to breed the adults. So I'm going to just keep doing this, and then I'm going to connect up the hoppers, and I'll bring you back and show you this devious trap in all its glory. Okay, so we're done. The hopper line is all in, and if you come over here, it starts to get really noisy, and that's because we have a ton of chickens in there, like just a bunch of chickens. Yeah. So take that, Foex. No, it's all in good fun. He got me good, and I just want to get him back a little bit. So we come back here, hopper line is extending all the way there. Everything seems to be working. We'll test it out one more time for good measure. There you go. And we'll go out and check it. Let me see here. I'm going to put this back before I forget. And yeah, there we go. There they're done. So that should do it. This should be spitting out chickens in no time. So I'm going to AFK for a little while, and then I'll bring you back and show you kind of what we have going on here for chicken levels. Also, Vidargavia has now logged out, at least for a little while, so soon I'll be going back and finishing our prank on him. So stay tuned to see how that turns out. Okay, so we're all done here. I'm gonna go down and show you what's up. Chickens. Oh, I just dropped something on the floor. Chickens, chickens. And so it kind of wasn't working if more than one egg got into the dropper around the same time, or the dispenser. So I had to rework it, and now it's doing the like multiple opens per egg tossed. But in the end, I think that's okay because it is launching eggs and then hiding itself again, and they're coming out at a pretty decent rate. So while he's in his base, they should be piling up in here, even if only like 1 out of every like 10 or whatever is a chicken. So yeah, I'm really happy with that, and now I'm gonna go and get set up and prepared to prank Vidargavia. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and it's much later in the day for me now. I took a break, made some supper, and I wanted to make sure that it was late enough that V wasn't gonna log back in while I was doing this. So as you can see here, there's a new offshoot to my villager disposal system, and that basically is dropping down into a water stream that's leading this way. C-Dubs is back. We'll say hi to him in a minute. So I want to show you over here is where I'm planning on doing the prank. These sticky pistons, when triggered, will pull these blocks out of the way and drop the white sand or white concrete powder that will be here down. And there's going to be like a ton of villagers right behind the door just waiting to get out. And it seems pretty simple, but down here I want to show you, I've made it way more complex than it needs to be, but this is to keep it secret until he sets it off. So much like the chickens, the villagers make a lot of noise, and so basically I'm going to get all 50 of them stuck down here, which is way down and hopefully out of earshot from when he's walking around up in his base. And then these 2 dispensers here are have water buckets in them, and those water buckets will be dispensed when this comparator is triggered, and that comparator is triggered when this hopper gets an item in it. So there's a hole way up there. So now I'm going to close this off so it's safe and nothing can accidentally get in there. And I should, what's the best way? We'll go back up the water stream. I think is probably the best way to do this, maybe? No, we'll do it this way. It's going to get dark while I'm doing this, but this is the best way to get up. Oh, actually, I have Optifine. Put these in my offhand. Like that. That's the only problem. You can't hold the right click button. Ugh. Okay, sorry, just bear with me for 1 second while we get upstairs. I didn't really make this easy to navigate because it's a prank. It's not it's not like a base that we'll be walking around all the time. Oh man. There we go, that's the way out. So basically the input will be this way, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But when it comes in, it'll power both this dropper and this piston. This piston will have a redstone block in front of it, which I guess, no, I won't put in yet, but that will be pushed in front of the repeater, and that repeater will turn off the torch, which will depower the pistons, dropping the sand. It'll also drop an item out of this dropper, and that dropper will activate the 2 water buckets down at the very bottom of the water elevator, which will actually activate it by allowing the villagers to make it up the rest of the way up here. So yeah, I'm going to close this off now. So all that's left to do is go and put in an input, and I guess this is my way out too. We need to put in an input. Oh no, fix the redstone in here. Okay, I'm going to fix this up and then we'll go back and put in our input. Okay, so here we are. Here's the trigger mechanism. So basically this chest has an item in it, and when it has an item in it, this comparator is powered. the repeater reboosts the signal and puts out this torch. Now the redstone line comes down here and into our dropper and our piston. And so once he takes the item out of the chest, this torch will power, which will power our dropper and our piston, setting off the prank. So I have this book here, Dear Vidargavia, sorry, it is entitled My Apologies. Dear Vidargavia, a while ago you asked me to deliver some villagers to you for use in some farms you were going to build. I am so very sorry to have kept you waiting so long. Even with my tardy delivery, you were still nice enough to gift me some noisy devices hidden around my base. To reward your kind behavior in the face of my absent delivery, I am bringing you the brown coats you requested, plus many additional ones for you to do with as you please. I think you'll find them arriving any minute, ready to help out. Your humble villager delivery guy, Scoozy. P.S. No further compensation is needed from you. That's basically saying, please don't prank me back. So as he is reading this, down there is where the villagers will be popping out and flooding out into his base. So I'm going to put this in here, and then I can take out my potion. We'll pick this back up, and then we'll escape inside here. Ooh. I may have to go around and do that on the outside. So we'll come down like this. And this is it, basically. The trap is set. This just needs one item in there, that's all. And this needs a redstone block, like that. Now that is set. Just want to make sure everything should be good in here. We'll close this off so the villagers have nowhere to go, except for down here. I put a carpet here so that they are supported above here, above the piston arms, because otherwise, as it pulls the block back, a couple of them can fall down there and they'll get suffocated, and it'll reduce the numbers for the prank. So we should be good here. The only thing is the little bit of sound of running water. Hopefully he doesn't notice that and go snooping. And then over here, we'll place these blocks back like this. And there we are. I'm going to put a sign on the box, just because this is a server and I would like him to get his reaction on camera so that you guys can see it. There we go. Please record before examining contents. Boom. Just like that. So the trap is set. We'll go back over here. Basically, the only thing we have to do now is go and release our villagers. Yeah, they're all going to pile out here onto his wall. That's awesome. Yeah, we just have to go and release our villagers. And make sure that they end up down where I think they are going to. But I'm pretty sure that's going to work out just fine. And so we just need to hit the button. And then once we start to see our villagers heading up there, we can probably go ahead and turn it off again. I'm going to speed this part up. So it's just this last guy here ready to fall down. And I'm not exactly sure how many villagers that was, but max entity cramming on this server is set to 50. So basically, at the end of the water stream down there, underneath Vidargavia's base, is the excuse me, the 2 deep pit. So they're all going to go in there, and if there's over 50, they'll just die until they're at 50, and if there's under 50, they'll all survive. So there should be pretty much 50 villagers ready to spring out when this trap is goes off. So that is pretty amazing. Yeah, so I guess that's going to do it for me today. I really hope that you enjoyed today's episode. It took me quite a while to think up, plan out, and then execute both of these 2 pranks. I had to get a day where I could get on and do both of them simultaneously so that neither one of them saw it coming. And I was successful, so hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, please be sure to go down and thumb wrestle that like button. I'm going to go get a drink. Yeah, be sure to check out and watch Foex's and Vidargavia's reaction videos, because I'm sure they're going to be priceless. This one will be posted after them, so you may have already seen it, but if not, go check it out now. And until next time, this is Scoozy, and I'm saying, peace! Alright, so I came back and I realized that Foex's base isn't loaded from my base, so in order to build up some chickens, I decided I would AFK behind the wall of his base in where we've built the chicken launching machine. Well, he found me and encased me in obsidian. I was there for 10 minutes while I went to take a shower. He found me, wrapped me up in obsidian, but he didn't find the chicken launcher. So I freed myself, and then I hid in a different spot of his base behind the wall with the shift key held down, so he couldn't see my nameplate. And then I went to a party for the night, and when I came and logged in this morning, I had been booted from the server overnight, but well, we got a few chickens. Some over here, some over there, some more there, big group of them here, all in the main hallways. Fantastic. And then down here, we have the chicken sanctuary. Oh, folks, I hope you like chicken, because there's a lot of it here. You could be eating this for the rest of the time on the server, probably. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this one was successful. We aimed to fill his storage room with chickens, and now we have succeeded. It is full of chickens. So anyways, I hope he likes that, and I just wanted to come back and kind of add this on at the end of the video so that you can see it in all its glory, because I imagine once he finds these guys, he's going to go on a bit of a murdering spree. So yeah, here you are. Chicken prank complete.